was already dead.
He was already dead.
I'm sure
Totally
his family
dead.
didn't miss out on anything. Did he have any family?
Nah, they're all dead
Let's
too.
definitely say no, so that no one's now related to a murderer.
Let's not invite them over and have Holmes blindfolded, firing his gun, seeing if he can hit all the...
What's up, everybody? The red light is on. Yes, it is. And we are There Be Dragons, and welcome back to what I think will be the final episode of Sherlock Holmes Crimes and Punishment Black Peter.
That is very true.
Oh, boy. In case you missed that last time.
They didn't.
Missed isn't exactly the right word.
Yeah, so if you've been following along, we now have 3 suspects, and we are back here, and if we look at our evidence case, essentially... there is no more evidence that needs any more follow-up. So we could run around and check and do all this other stuff, but essentially there's no more real progress that can be made.
Mm-hmm. We've gathered it all.
Gathered it all. So now we have 2 last neurons, boop, which gives us something.
Stuff.
Oh, this guy down here. Oh, it's a 2-1. Okay, so harmless flirting. It has been confirmed that Liam Hurtley, so he was the gardener, was flirting with Peter Carey's wife and even fell in love, but it didn't go beyond affectionate but harmless letters and words. And the second one is Liam Hurtley loved Judith Carey so desperately his jealousy could have provoked him into committing murder.
Both of those are valid options. I'm not so sure about that harmless letters and words.
We'll put that down for now.
I think
So
it's harmless letter.
we essentially have...
Oh, it's Dad.
What is? Liam Hurtley's relationship with Judith Carey gives him a motive. Hurtley's presence at Woodman's Lee on the night of the murder is explained by his affection and the fact that he worked there as a gardener.
Yeah, that is true.
So we can actually set it up. We have 3 separate suspects. We have John Nelligan, little Johnny Nelligan, who dropped his notebook. We have Liam Hurtley, who is the gardener.
And a bit of an attitude on him.
A little bit of an attitude. And then we have Patrick Cairns, the sailor who we arm wrestled to death with our face pubes in the last couple
lied
episodes.
to.
Yeah,
horribly.
And then we shoved
Got his
tobacco
hopes
into
up.
his
you definitely shoved things in his pocket.
So that it seems like we have to kind of decide who we think is guilty. Now, you can actually, and this is something we didn't understand, anyone can be guilty. So you can't actually be wrong, I guess?
Well, technically, the game lets you be wrong. Oh no. There are 3 options. You can just make your own conclusions, and then whatever one you decide to go with is how it ends.
Yeah. But I think given the evidence we have, I think we pretty much know who we think did it.
I don't think
and the fact that we have absolute proof that somebody was in that house,
yes,
that shack with him, absolute proof that somebody was physically in there with him. Nelligan seems like just an idiot.
Just a poor little guy wearing his father's expensive jacket and working hard with fish herpes. That's right.
That's right, the fish herpes.
God! Okay, well, I don't think it's Nelligan.
Yeah, I don't think it's Nelligan either. No. So we pretty much... So here's where we should start. Nelligan's motive or innocence. We think he is innocent. So that comes up as red, which means this doesn't align with that. So we can fix this. So now...
Looking for tips.
Yeah. Wait a second. So that means... Wait, Nelligan's innocence. We want Nelligan's innocence. Yeah. So black means we've selected it. Yep. Okay, so we think it was Patrick Cairns. So we think it would require a feat of strength.
Yes.
So that one stays there. So pouch proves visit. So right now we have it set at Cairns has confirmed the pouch belongs to him. This means he was at the scene of the murder, but does not necessarily prove that he is the murderer. And then we can switch it to Cairns has confirmed that the pouch belongs to him. This means he was at the scene of the murder and thus proves his guilt.
So I think that, together with the fact that he's a harpoonist, and that was a hefty throw.
It was a hefty throw.
It's not very lucky.
So the only other option that could possibly be it would be that Nelligan and Hurtley at the same time agreed to murder this man for completely separate reasons.
Yeah, it's a bit far-fetched.
And it seems that Cairns is the one. But once again, we have proof that only one person was actually in that shack. And it was Cairns. The only thing that doesn't make any sense to me is if he stole all the bond certificates, why is he still arm wrestling for money?
Maybe he likes it.
Yeah, he could. He could like it. Or maybe he doesn't know what to do with them.
Yeah. I don't know. This story, I want more information.
Yeah, but I think the point of the game is to leave every option as not the best, not the worst. There's some goods and bads about each one. And once you pick whoever you think is guilty, we can condemn him. So Patrick Cairns is a cold-blooded murderer. He has been found guilty of the murder and must be punished. Or we can essentially absolve him. So Patrick Cairns killed Peter Carey, but the murder was not premeditated. It was in self-defense against an armed and irrational drunken sailor.
Oh, that's right. This is where I wanted more information about why he killed him. I wasn't entirely sure on his motive for this. I mean, I know that...
Yeah. So we basically set it up because we watch a lot of Homicide Hunter.
In case we haven't mentioned it 200 or 300 times on here.
So first-degree murder is when you show up and you have premeditation and your intent is to kill somebody. Yeah. And second-degree murder is when you murder somebody, but you didn't necessarily plan for it to go that way. So if you rob a store with a gun, that's going to be first degree. If you kill somebody because you brought a gun with the intent that you would probably use it. But if you rob a store and pretend you have a gun in your pocket and throughout, I don't know, some struggle takes place and that person dies, then that could be a second degree case. So we basically have to decide if Karen showed up willing to kill for this stuff. And I think when we played this through the last time, we basically said that since he took a harpoon off the wall, if he came here with the intent to kill him, he simply would have waited till he fell asleep, maybe broke in and cut his throat or something like that. But it seems like he came in to have a talk with the man.
The weapon was there, so it's not like he brought his own weapon.
Yeah, try to blackmail him perhaps or something like that. And it just turned into a fight. And if Black Peter pulled a knife, he'd grab a harpoon and give her a chucker.
And Black Peter had been drinking, and we know through talking to other people that he was violent and angry when he was drinking. So he just sounds like a jerk anyway.
So if we hit A, we basically tell Scotland Yard and we send him to jail. If we hit X, we find a way to set him up to let him know that we know he's guilty, but then we give him a way out. So what do you think? I'll let you make this call.
I feel sorry for Cairns, especially since he thinks Captain Ahab's going to call him.
I know, since we lied to him. All right, so want to absolve him?
I want to absolve him.
Yeah, we have soft tender middles at There Be Dragons. Never let it be said we are not generous and kind.
Tender middles.
Okay, my moral
not
choice.
Suitable for harpoons.
The next day.
Some time later.
Good afternoon. I must be at the wrong address. I'd like to speak with a ship's captain, Captain Ahab. Is that you?
No, my name is Sherlock Holmes.
That detective fella? So, you wanted to see me?
That is correct. We need to talk.
About what?
About Black Peter, who was killed in his own hut with a harpoon.
You know, don't you?
Yes.
How?
The tobacco pouch. You recognized it.
Oh, the sailor. It was you. Unbelievable. Well, fine. I confess. But if you really do know everything, you should also know that I didn't want to kill him. He made me do it.
I know. Did you know about this story with the bond certificates? Did you need money?
Yeah. I just wanted him to cough up a little silver. I'm out of work, and I thought maybe he could help me. Well, he refused outright, and he insulted me. I reminded him I knew all about that murder he committed at sea in 1883. Then he got mad when I spoke about his treasure. I barely just had time to throw the harpoon at him before he could jump at me with his knife. You know the truth. What will you do now?
I ask that you return the bond certificates. Keep some of them. You will need them in your exile. It is better that you leave the country for a few years.
And you won't say anything to the police?
I will not say anything as long as you return the money.
Well, I'll do as you ask. But what about Inspector Lestrade?
I will deal with him. Goodbye.
It's good that you asked me to come, Mr. Holmes. We do need to talk.
About what?
What do you mean? Our case, Mr. Holmes. You sent me a message via your little thug,
His name is Wiggins, Inspector.
telling me that the case is solved. Well, Mr. Holmes, tell me, who is our murderer and where is he?
The morgue.
Eh?
His name is, or rather was, Pablo Coventral. He was also on the ship with Peter Carey, and he was a harpooner. I'll tell you everything, Inspector, but do calm down. Mrs. Hudson will bring us tea and orange cake.
Orange cake? You're spoiling me, Mr. Holmes. That's my favourite.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. Inspector Lestrade told me that I should thank you for clearing my name. He also said that you were waiting for me here. I came as fast as I could. I cannot thank you enough. It is all because of you that this nightmare is finally over.
I believe that this belongs to you.
My father's securities. Incredible! But how did you get them?
It would take far too long to explain.
Tell me. This is extraordinary. You are a genius.
Then that may serve as an explanation. Goodbye, Mr. Nelligan, and good luck.
Goodbye, Mr. Holmes. And thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
So now he can take the bonds and find a cure for fish herpes. And
Yes.
probably put the world in an apocalyptic state if Future Man show is any to be believed.
That is true. We will talk about our new enjoyable show with a lot of semen. So
It's not on a boat.
we found 16 clues. We said that Cairns is guilty. We chose to absolve him. And at this point, you can accept it. You can choose another ending. Hold. Select to choose.
Ooh.
Did we do that before?
I don't think we did.
Okay, so we found all the clues. So you can see that it tells you. So we found all the clues. Cairns is guilty is green. I'm guessing that's the right conclusion. It's a moral choice, so you can't really be right or wrong. We were totally
Whether you
right, though.
absolve them or not. We were right.
But yeah, so we ended up pinning the murder on one of the other harpooners on the list.
He was already dead.
He was already
fine.
dead.
I'm sure
Totally
his family
dead.
didn't miss out on anything. Did he have any family?
Nah, they're all dead
Let's
too.
definitely say no, so that
Yeah.
no one's now related to a murderer.
Let's not invite them over and have Holmes blindfolded, firing his gun, seeing if he can hit all the... Anywho. Well, thank you all very much. This was a pretty quick one.
They get longer and more difficult.
They definitely get more difficult, and once again, now that we know that you kind of choose your own ending in these things, although there is a right decision, which we totally got, it has made it a little more interesting and fun. But if you want to see any more of this, let us know. We can keep playing through this one. There are a total of 6 cases, this being the first. I think we finished the second one. We're about 2/3 of the way through the third one, but we couldn't go back to play that until we finished this. So if you want to see these through, let us know. We also have The Devil's Daughter, which we haven't played yet.
No, that looks
but
super cool.
we love Sherlock games. That one would take longer because we would play that one through blind. But yeah, if you want to see more Sherlock, let us know. If not, we're going to go back and play some more Adventure Pals
For a little bit, yep.
Yeah, maybe 2 weeks of that, and then and then we'll see where we stand.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody. And you can let us know if you thought it was Cairns or if you thought someone else was guilty. Not Nelligan, though.
No,
I mean, there's no
wasn't
wrong
Nelligan.
answer, but, you know,
That's-
Nelligan wasn't guilty. So
That's very
that would
wrong.
be wrong.
Very wrong. Oh, we get a ranking. Oh.
We're
oh,
neutral.
Ooh. Ooh. Loading. Loading.
What else? What else has been going on? Not a lot. It's cold.
It's so cold.
Oh, winter. No, I don't think that's not gonna load.
No, I don't think so. Welcome to Australia, everybody, the land of this. The land of the moon that
We'll do a whole
spirals
episode on how
endlessly.
bad our internet is, and then it'll take
But we
a
won't
week
be able to upload it.
Ah!
Hello. All right, thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you
In the next game.
next game.
Okay, bye.
Bye.